Welcome back to the final turn, the 1600 4 o'clock turn of the first US attack from Objective Schmidt. And I think things are sort of on a knife edge. I'm not up at the top end of this. I think the Germans' attacks are finished, but it's very close further down here at Mestrengemüller. The Germans have seized one of these hexes and seeing if they can push these guys out. Equally, there's only one further hex of Commerscheid that the Americans need to capture, just this one here. If they can capture this, then they've got that, something which would give them, I think, a major victory. So all to play for in the last 20 minutes of the game. I've rolled for battalion morale already, nothing recovered there. I've rolled for weather, which is still light mist, so visibility is 7, and checked for the American planes and nothing came through there. So we're in the artillery phase. I've just, before starting recording, I was just checking out down here, but these units can't spot anything here, so there's nothing the Americans can do for artillery here, and vice versa. So the only real shot we've got is up here for the Germans, and go away. I can show some new additions to this pack. Thanks to Hans Kischel, he's actually added in the artillery counters that were missing from the original one, and you may have noticed further up, I'll show you when we get there, I've now got the proper minefield counters as well, so many thanks to Hans for doing that. I can pull down that, and we're going to, so we don't call it on ourselves, we're going to call around down here, see if we can move these out before the Germans move in. So we've got that up here. Now spotted, here's my nice new correct minefield counters, but everyone's so close and the Germans are all suppressed or whatever. I suppose actually as the Americans, I could play the same trick here and try and take these out with some artillery. I think I might as well. So where's our artillery here? We've got the big 155, so let's call that in along here and see if we can follow that up, just blunt that attack before it comes down. I would have tried to land some artillery on here, but unfortunately we're just too far away. I've only got a visibility of 7 from this edge to call it down from the Bergstein Ridge, and visibility didn't allow me to do that. These are buried down in here, and these have no line of sight because of the hedge, if nothing else. So I'll do the artillery and I'll come back in a moment to let you know how that went. Right, well that was lots of bangs and crashes, but no actual effect. Got a morale check here, and as it turned out, no effect up here. So so that's the end of the artillery. Last shots of the game from all of those, and let's roll for initiative. Who's going to go first? So Americans, Germans. So Germans get the to move first. Now, a couple of things I've sort of learnt as I've gone through this game is I think I've probably not been a bit lax on my interpretation of the attack plans on the op sheets. Probably my squad leader upbringing that's affecting that, not thinking you can run and move everywhere. So for example, I've got this unit over here who is going to skirt round, but if we look at the which is the one he was coming under, I think it's this one. This is the attack axis, as you can see, axis Gelb, and nothing about trying to make a run for Germeter, so that I don't really think is in the spirit, so I think I'm going to call him back. And similarly, the attack here, which was only on a very small force, was meant to follow this axis, as you can see, axis Grau. And again, I'm over here on the hedges. So two things I think to learn: one, obviously follow your orders, but two, probably think more widely about options for attack on the up sheet. So as I'm only playing against myself here, I think I'm going to try and follow as they would have done. So in this case, they'll pull back. I think the real battle is going to be further down. So let me complete the Germans' turn, and I'll come back with a summary for you again in just a moment or two. Right, a very interesting turn, and shows that maybe I should have just followed orders anyway. The heroic mortar platoon of the 1st Battalion has managed to charge its way into Wassenach, dodging all the shells and machine gun bullets flown at it from this lone Sherman. They've got in there but are suppressed. Will they be able to hang on? I pulled this back to where it should have been, and he tried as well, but you can't be lucky twice. He got away, and the last few men retreated to the woods in a save yourself retreat. These guys tried to stick their head up and largely got them shot off and paralysed again, so the 1st Battalion is continually pinned down at the edge of the woods, and I pull this guy back. So I'm reminding him what his orders were. So a foothold, will that last? More success down at Mstrengemuller. We kicked off with an SFA which has paralysed the remaining platoon on the ridge here, and the final German platoon stormed in, attacked what was largely mortar companies. There was only actually one step of infantry in there, which meant they didn't have much chance. They lost a step in the process, but they have recaptured Mstrengemuller and therefore cut off the forces in Kummerscheid. The final little reorganisation was I brought my mortars together. One thing I don't think I've been playing correctly is I've got a feeling I've been allowing mortars in different hexes to fire together when they really only should have one hex should be responding. So I've put them all together, so as they move in, I've got one final overwatch that might drive them out of Kummerscheid. We'll see how that comes in the next turn. So that's where the Germans are. Heavy casualties all round. Let's see how the Americans respond, and I'll be back with that in just a minute. So that's a wrap. And it's a draw. The US have managed to flush the last remaining unit out of Wassenach. The mortars actually led them a merry dance as the tanks tried to charge in and overrun them. They kept retreating away, and took 3 goes in effect before they were cornered and wiped out. So that seems only fair. They didn't really have any firepower, so they were just hiding in the houses. So Wassenach is captured. These will be wiped out at leisure. I didn't bother pounding away. But the well, let's start with the other success. Kummerscheid is also captured. We had one shot at Overwatch, which did suppress the unit, but then the advantage of mortars only being able to fire once, I just moved some more up, captured the hex. He was suppressed anyway, so that would have counted. Kummerscheid is captured. However, the 2 US victories are separated by the Germans controlling Drangamula, and therefore being next to one of the hex of the Karl Trail as well, so cutting the Karl Trail, so that makes it a draw. It'd be really interesting to play on from here, because well, I don't think it's all about who reinforces first, actually. The next scenario was going to be the advance through to Schmidt to combat the Fusiliers. Well, they're pretty much a spent force, so I think some quick reinforcements would see the Americans sweeping through to Schmidt and capturing. However, the alternative, with the Germans rolling in as well, would push things back. What have I learned? Well, I've learned a lot about the mechanics of the game. I think I've now got that rolling pretty well. The major mistakes I made, I think, were all around letting units wander off their op plan, op sheet rather. For example, I'm pretty sure in the melee here I had the chem mortars firing away at this when actually these were meant to fire down there. I think, again, used to the old other tactical games I've got, which just allow you to blaze away at wherever you want. I mentioned earlier in the video this one that I wasn't strictly following all my op sheets, and some of the original ones I drew up weren't that tight, so I've learned how to cover that up. I think also you need to make sure you plan ahead and not be waiting to draw one up. You need to at least have two. All the things I've read about that back that up as well. But it's been really enjoyable. Went down to the wire, so it's about as much as you can want from a game. I hope everyone has enjoyed watching them too. I'm gonna have a look down the scenario list, because I think I'd like to have another game of this just to make sure I really get the mechanics. I think it might be a turn for the Germans to do some proper attacking, so maybe scenario 3 might be on the cards. If I do that, I'll record it again and let you know how it happens. Cheers, hope you enjoyed this.